All right, here we go. Can we just talk about your shades for a hot minute and maybe also your cover up?
Oh yeah, my cover up is from our trip that we went to in Greece. I decided that today was a day to wear your beach cover up as a kimono
Yeah,
day, and that's what I'm doing because I love the fun tassels on it.
they're
And
so
then these shades are like amazing. I got them at um, store in Milwaukee for my friend's wedding at a winery, and now
nice.
I just wear them randomly, including in the house.
I love it. I think they're great. I feel like we took a lot of selfies with those shades in Greece. You
Well,
guys,
we
the
did.
quarantine might be getting to us. For our house, it's 3 weeks of quarantine because we started a little bit early since we had a friend that we knew was sick and her kid was exposed to my kid. So we just stayed home early. But at 3 weeks in, I messaged Michelle today and was like, okay, do you remember that one perfect day that we spent at this beach and we were just reminiscing about like if only we could go back right now.
Right. If only we could go back right now to Greece. I mean, that beach was like a scene from the movies. I have never, it was in the sea.
Yeah.
Um, and so I've never been to a place like that before. The water was the clearest water I have ever seen, shallow as all shallow. And it felt like it was a movie setting. And like
If we
looking
were
back at this,
techier, we would if we were techier and we could figure this out, and maybe somebody watching will be able to help us. But like I'd love to be like, here's the photo of the view that we sat in front of every day. But here's what we're gonna
um,
do instead. We're gonna post the photos from that day on Instagram and Facebook. But I wish there was a way we could put it in this video so you guys could understand because Michelle, you're right. Like we ended up at this place. So our friend Alexis, her husband's from Greece, and so we were on this trip together with her, and we ended up like we started in Athens, which I think is like very touristy and everyone
yeah,
would expect it, but then we went to her village, and from her village we went to all of these different places that like you would never know to go to
no,
otherwise, like you just,
no.
like unless you're a local or know somebody, like you wouldn't know. So she took us to this little place. How far away? It was like an hour even.
An hour-ish.
I don't know. It was
Um,
so twisty turny. We all took meds in the car so that we would like not get sick because it was
right,
such tiny twisty turny roads and we
right.
were going through these little European towns. And you guys, we thought we were cute. We got these little, like very small, like SUVs in Europe. They were too big. There we were like praying out loud that we were making it through these streets, trying to get to this beach. It was
Well,
an
and then the best part of that is Alexis is like, I hope the beach is still open.
right.
Or there
Yeah.
was like a cantina there or something like that, and we weren't sure if the cantina was going to be open.
Well, I don't think
But
that we were even planning to go to the cantina. I thought it was like the topless beach. We kept calling it the topless
oh
beach because we were like, we've never done this, so
no,
let's go make this happen. And it was like all like this cove in the sea. And so like when you look out, there was this little passage between these two mountains, and
yeah,
then it came around in like a horseshoe, and it was just stunning. So there were lots of places that you could pull off and have your own little private beach, which was beautiful.
yeah,
But Alexis took us to this place that was like a tiny cantina,
yeah,
and there were drinks with umbrellas in them and people brought us Greek salads and like what else do you need?
right. It was such a great day.
Oh my
It
gosh,
was the
it was so great. So I feel like we immediately ordered drinks, we stood in
Mhm.
the sea together, the water was perfection,
Was
like it was warm and like a gorgeous color
oh
and
the
totally see-through.
yeah, and like the best colors of turquoise and blue that I've ever seen in any type of water. I think that was the first time I was ever at the sea. So it was like, check that off the list.
It was incredible. So obviously the first thing that we did, you and me, was we found this egg chair that was like over by the cantina. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The egg chair where it's like there's a thing and the chair hangs from it and you sit in it. And we were like, well, obviously we have to have a photo shoot right
Of
here.
course. I
So
know you
we
and I were always doing the photo shoots.
that was so great. And then we're like lounging, feeling like total movie stars on the beach. And then someone came back and they were like, oh, hey, we wandered on the beach and there's a shipwreck.
Yep.
So we went and like checked it out. I feel like you were maybe braver than I was. I was like not interested in getting a lot wet. So I didn't really like swim underneath and look at it. I tried to, but I was like very wet.
Yeah, I don't remember swimming underneath it either. But I
We
don't
have
know.
somebody else's photos we'll show you.
Yeah, we do. And that was really cool. I mean, just to know that that was who knows how long that shipwreck has been there. I mean,
It
it probably
was
has been there forever.
it was like perfectly preserved, you guys. It was really close to like you could wander through it, like water like up to your abdomen, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
And then afterwards, we went to this other village that felt kind of like Door County, Wisconsin Delzy, and we had the best pita and gyros, like in the middle of a town square.
And it was like €6 or something crazy.
Yes. And the lady that was the taking care of us was just the sweetest woman on the planet.
I think that she was really patient with us is what was happening, because we were at that point, we're really hungry. We'd been drinking on the beach all day. And so we were like, obviously we need more rosé and all the pitas, because that's what they call a gyro in Greece. It's a pita.
Yeah.
But they were so good.
Good. And they come with fries, and I mean, just the best
but
ever.
In the gyro, in the pita.
Yeah, so good.
Which
like,
they don't do in the US. Like, you don't get that here.
No. And I wish we did, because fries with the like meat.
Tzatziki sauce and the meat.
I know, it's so good.
I know. And like, I mean, I feel like I've had gyros and like didn't change my life, but in Greece, they like legit change your life. It's street food. And I feel like there was one place that we went where this guy was like offended that we were looking for gyros, but like, dude, they're so good. And they're like $2 or €2. Like, they were so cheap. I mean, so that place, like, we sat in the square, you guys. There's this big, gorgeous tree that's coming over, and we're just hanging out at a giant table. All these girls, we've had all the sun and the sea and the fun and the bevies, and we were just like watching life go by in this little Greek square.
Yeah, it was so cool. It was, that day just was really and I believe it was a Wednesday, and I don't know, maybe it was a Tuesday, whatever day it was just like, that was the perfect day. And it was just,
So I'm going to put a plug in for you. We didn't talk about this, but I don't know if you guys know from our earlier episodes, but Michelle's a travel agent. So if you want to take this trip and you want to like really see Greece and do it the way we did, she can actually help you book this trip. And it was phenomenal. And the way we did it was like actually relatively inexpensive. And she can help you do that too. So like when we're all out of quarantine and we can travel again, Michelle, how can people find you? Do you have a Facebook thing?
Yeah, we have a Facebook page. So Travel Leaders Oshkosh is our Facebook page, and you can just message me through that, and then I can put you in touch with how to message us. But yeah, we would love to help, because I know that I've been talking with friends, and I know that they're dreaming of like, when this is done, we are doing X, because we are not waiting anymore. And I think that that's kind of how I got to this point in my life, is I decided I'm not waiting anymore. And I think that people are going to get through this, and like, life is still going to happen, because we knock on wood, all of us still have lots of life to live.
Right.
And what this has taught us is that, you know, the world is a place, and you learn so much about yourself by travel. You learn so much about everything, that no one should be scared to travel. Yes, there is some risk right now going places in the world. And I say, this summer, if we come through this, let's take some great road trips throughout the US and support some of the destinations within a day trip of Wisconsin, for example. But then when you feel ready to like go places, let's go. Let's get you places so that you're not waiting.
So I'm curious what your take is on this, because honestly, like, I cannot wait to go back. And I don't usually like to repeat a trip necessarily, but like, we did this with a bunch of women and it was fun, because I only knew like half of our group before we left.
Same. I only knew half.
And it was awesome. Like, everybody was so great. We had a really awesome experience, but I like cannot wait to go back, and I want to take my family. And it'd be really fun if we traveled again with our families, actually, because I think they'd all get along.
I think they would too. I think that would be such a great trip.
I think it'd be good. So like, I'm just curious, what is your general take on like, because I'm like right now looking at flights, and I'm so sad, because you can go any place for like $100 right now. Like, how long do you think it's going to last? Or when do you think they're going to jack up like flight prices?
I don't know. I mean, right now the flight prices are low because there isn't demand. So supply and demand, obviously it's an economics lesson, supply and demand. when demand is low, flights are going to be low. Honestly, I don't know. This has been something that since maybe December, January, I've known about just through the travel industry.
Yeah.
I don't know how long this is going to go. I really wish that we all had a crystal ball for that. I know that a lot of places that people visit and enjoy visiting, whether it's here or abroad, a lot of them are towns that like depend on tourism.
Right. Well,
And
I feel it. Like we were supposed to leave this weekend for San Diego for our kids' spring break trip that we were so pumped about. And the hotel we were supposed to stay in closed. Like they're not even open, even if we were like ridiculous and there's no way we would do it.
most hotels right now, there's a lot of hotels that are not open right now. So, I mean, I was trying yesterday to cancel a hotel for later this month, and I've got to it's a little more complicated of a process because I can't just call the hotel.
Right.
And so it's just right now, the thing that everybody should do is stay home and
Right.
stay where you're at. And
If you want to dream about travel and you want a great place to go, we have lots of recommendations.
We do. And I think the beauty is that like travel is always going to be there. And so like daydream about where you want to go now. I mean, today I'm like pretending that I'm traveling to the beach sometime soon. And maybe in October, there's a girls' weekend that people want to take because we're all ready to like go on a girls' weekend and go to the beach.
I think everybody should be ready to like get anything.
Yeah. I mean, that's the hope that I've got right now is that like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to mentally prepare for a trip in the future that involves the beach. And I don't care if I've been to that destination before, going to pick the place that I want to go and just have a long weekend at.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just dreaming of this perfect day in Greece. That was so much fun. Everything was wonderful. And I would go back in a heartbeat if I could. Also, you should wrap this up, but I'm just going to tell you this funny thing that I found on the internet today. Yeah. It says, okay, I just need a rough estimate as to when we're going to get out of quarantine, because if the answer is summer, I need to get skinny. But if the answer is fall, I'm not going to bother.
Right. That's awesome.
And like I'm over here, like I said, like I'm joined a challenge with my trainer online, and she's like, do 2 exercises every day and then add 5. But I didn't understand the add 5 part, so I chose push-ups and dips. And I did 25 push-ups yesterday, and I already want to shoot myself. So like, Wendy, I'm not saying I want to quit. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that like if we're not getting out of here till fall, like I can work on my arms in like August.
Well, I put on jeans today, and I'm thankful that they still fit. They're actually kind of roomy, so
I'm proud of you for doing that. I'm rocking these very sexy yoga pants today.
Ooh, I love it. It's laundry day. Honestly, all of the stuff that I would be wearing with this is in the laundry. So
I love it.
Jeans.
All right, well, let's wrap this one up, and then I feel like we're gonna just dream of travel.
I think so. You know, that's the hope that we need today. Is like dreaming of the place that you want to go next.
Right.
And then
I know. Guys, we can still live. We can live a really good life in anticipation and planning and knowing that things are gonna get better. So
hope. We all need that.
Right.
So with that, let's dream for hope. Yep.
Peace out, peeps.
Peace.